over here. That's the one here. Oh god, I think there's a thing like that. We need to put euros in. Right. I think, I don't know.
Let's just walk out here.
I couldn't totally understand what she said.
She said go to the intersection and turn right. This isn't an intersection. We gotta go.
Oh, okay, go back.
Does it have sound on it?
Yeah?
Yes.
You are so stupid.
It's our first day in Vienna, and I'm grouchy. The food is expensive.
It's confessionals time!
The food is expensive, and I'm grouchy about that. Crabby.
Henrik doesn't say this, but he was the one who wanted to come to this restaurant.
It's not my fault, and all I want to do is get sheet music. And I want to be with other groups that we like Larry's group. Yeah.
Do something crazy, Connie.
One of the chaperones was one of the chaperones, or that lady yesterday, what's her name, Verna or whatever? You know, the lady that gave the speech for Mr. Smith before.
Oh, yeah.
She was taking a picture of all the chaperones. I took a picture of her taking a picture of us.
That's funny.
Didn't you think yesterday's concert was the best one?
So far. Except
Bobby.
that the concert of Rufino was super too. That was neat.
I think it's ashtray. One of the ways.
I shake it like Jello, make the boys say hello, cause they know I'm rocking the beat. I know you heard about a lot of great MCs, but they ain't got nothing on me. I'm 5'2", I wanna dance with you, and I'm sophisticated fun. I like feeling when you're on, and I'm nice and you're best believe I'm.
So Franz Schubert had lived together with his brother over there. Here left hand, this is now Nash Market. This is the biggest market we have in Vienna. The more you come to the city, the more polished, the more expensive, the more you are out, less polished, the cheaper all the roads. And left and forward, this light building with the two green cupolas on top. This is the theater on the Vienna River, and in fact it's an apartment house, and the theater is just behind, but you have to pass this building. There is a passage to get into the theater. The theater itself had been paid by the profit from the magic flute by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This magic flute has brought in so much money that you could afford to have a new theater erected, and it's still the second house of acoustics as an opera house. Nowadays, there is an operetta performed named the Count of Luxembourg, but usually it's our music house. As the acoustics that good, it has been changed, will be changed to be our opera house again, because the musicals don't need so good acoustic at all. And most of the houses here are very representative, because this street should have been a direct connection from the former summer residence Schönbrunn Palace towards the former winter residence Hofburg Palace. And left and forward you will see a green golden globe. This is our secession building behind this green clock. Building, both behind this very secession building. They are Academy of Fine Art. And Art Nouveau. They did not want to show everything in a romantic way, but they wanted to show everything as it was. And this is the reason why they used to meet over there in this building on the left-hand side, but the Viennese only named it Golden Carriage. The triangle column and the bell spires on either side should represent Santa Maria, the city center completely. And it had been erected in the 60s of 19th century, had been destroyed heavily during the Second World War, and therefore had to be restored for 10 years until it could be reopened with the opera Fidelio by Beethoven in November 1955. Usually you can see opera performances and classical ballet performances in here, and the last Thursday in Carnival, on this very day, there always happens the famous carnival attraction, which is named Opera Ball. And just on top of this opera house, you can see opera for children, Oper für Kinder. This, as the director had found out that the younger people are not so much interested in operas anymore, and therefore he wants to get them into the opera. So operas are altered for children of elementary and secondary school or lower high school, or musicals are performed here, so they are get used to the very building and will be the clients for the future. Just behind, this is the famous Hotel Sacher, as you say, Sacher. You got Sachertorte, the chocolate cake with chocolate icing and apricot jam. And straight ahead, very back, St. Stephen's Cathedral. So from here, towards St. Stephen's, it's pedestrian area, and if you don't look into the shops, it takes you 10 minutes. There are guided tours through the Opera House. On the other side is the entrance floor, and it had only the outer facades are still originals, and the very front part, including the staircase. Everything else had been reconstructed as it had burned for 36 hours. And if you compare the first floor with the second floor, you might find out that the first floor is lower. The reason is that all the gravel from the fortification wall that had existed around the old town had been pushed into the moat, and therefore the street became more than 7 feet higher than it should have been, and so you could only shorten up the first floor. This is now the ring. Instead of the ring, there was an empty area, and there was the moat from the old town, which existed in that size from the Middle Ages up to 150 years ago. Here right hand, the monument from the German poet Johann Wolfgang Goethe, left hand in the back, Friedrich Schiller, the other famous German poet, and the Academy of Fine Art. On the right hand side, this was the private garden from the imperial family, and if you look through the entrance in the back, you can see the monument of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, just right hand. Hi Mozart. Everything on the right hand side is Hofburg Palace, which developed from a fortress, had been enlarged during 7 centuries. Left hand in the back, Marienstraße, where he helped the Museum of Modern Art, Museumsquarter. And here left hand, this is now the Museum of Fine Art. In here, the wonderful painting collection, especially famous for Italian and Dutch painters. The monument left hand shows Maria Tracy, and left hand forward the Museum of Nature or Natural History. On the right hand side, this is Orion, and when he was defeated, this one had been rebuilt. Nowadays it's grave of the unknown soldier. And right hand in the back, this part of Hofburg Palace had been used as winter residence by Maria Tracy, and is now used as office building from the